Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. Today we have the second part of the SilentiumPC review parts. At the left here we have the SilentiumPC Armis AR5X tempered glass RGB and here we have the SilentiumPC Supremo FM2. This is the gold power supply, 750 watts, fully modular power supply, of course. And you have here all the specifications, all the cables that you get with the power supply, and based on the pictures right here at the back, I think they're all nice flat black cables, so you could definitely nicely organize everything without any addition to the custom sleeve cables if you want some more extenders or something like that. But we'll get to that part later on when we place the power supply in the case. Here I'm actually really surprised, and you know why? You have a power supply shroud, okay, so that's kinda normal. You have normal tempered glass here, which actually has different cutouts here at the edges, so you have the black, fully black part around the edges, and you have 45 degrees on each side, dividing the thumb screws that you remove to get the tempered glass off. And on the front you have also tempered glass, and you have, wait for it, you have 3 RGB fans, 120 millimeter, 3 RGB fans on front and one 120 millimeter at the back. So that's 4 120 millimeter RGB fans in a single case. The best thing about it is usually when you buy let's say budget acceptable case that you don't want to, you think it's quality, you want to pay less money, but still you want to get some how would I put it, a decent looks, a decent design and a decent cooling. You usually get fans that are sticked right here on the front tempered glass, and that doesn't work really well with airflow. In this case it's completely different. It's affordable case, it looks nice, you have 4 RGB fans, and the best thing, fans are not stick right here on the front tempered glass because they're separated with 2-3 centimeters from the tempered glass, and you have the cutouts here with the mesh parts, so dust filters that take in the air. So basically this is really nice. I mean, I'm really surprised comparing the price and everything you get here. And the best thing about it, comparing to some cases that are in this price range, you usually don't get this final finish, the quality of the final finish. It's completely, I'm actually really surprised, which is really nice. So let's open the tempered glass. Okay, let's see. So here the things just get better and better. You have all the standoffs for ATX motherboard, micro ATX, mini ATX, of course. I mean, everything fits inside. You have all the rubber, all the holes for the cables are actually covered with nice rubber pads, so the cables don't get scratched or anything. And on the power supply shroud you don't have the slots for the SSDs. Okay, I won't say that's bad, but you have holes to place your fans here. You can manage to put 2 fans here more to, I don't know, do different airflow through the case if you wish. That's really cool. I wouldn't complain for more fans, definitely. As you can see right here, you have an opening here for your power supply, so if you have an RGB power supply by any chance you could do it, but here you could see a nice title of the power supply. Now let's go at the back. I'm really curious. Here also you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you have 8 brackets for the PCI slot, so that's another thing that's surprising. Usually it's 7, but okay, who's counting, right? All the thumb screws go off completely, and with the side slide pull you remove it. Now at the back At the back, I have to say I'm a bit, well, not disappointed, but I'm disappointed in the fact that the cables are sorted like this. So it's a complete mess, but that's not negative when it comes to cases. You have here all the instruction manual that you need, and the best part, you don't get an accessory box. Because everything is right here, as you can see. So let's check this out. Let me just, okay, so you don't use standard standoffs brackets for your SSDs, for your hard drives. You have rubber dumping pads, and you have screws that go through the dumping pads to the SSDs or to the hard drives. Now the thing is, the whole case is constructed that way, so you could place your SSDs right here, and you have the holes immediately for the cables. So basically you could place your SSDs here for everybody to see on the other side, and through the holes you could nicely cable manage the SATA power and data cables. Here at the bottom you don't need any special holes for those, and here, so basically that's 4 2.5 inch SSDs or 2 times 2.5 inch SSDs and 2 times 3.5 hard drives. You get some zip ties, you get a speaker if anybody is still using those, and that's basically it. Screws, standoffs for your motherboard, that's all. Now the best thing about it, and let's put it this way, for this price range you get extremely cool case. I mean, the fans are removed back, so they have a nice intake. You have 4 120mm fans, all RGB, and at the back you have a controller, and it says right here, so you connect everything to your RGB button that is right here on top, sorry, on front of the case. You have the HDD and SSD LED here on front. You have the reset button. You have the headphone port. This is 3.5 inch 3.5mm jacks, 2 of them, so microphone and headphone port. You have 2 USB 3.0 ports, and you have the power button. Now you could connect the power to the power supply, and you have one connection. Okay, that's for the motherboard, so okay, never mind that. Basically you have all of the fans that are connected here are 3 pins, so you could connect six fans. So basically all of these 4 fans are already connected, and you can add 2 more, which kind of rings a bell when you're talking about the AIO. So placing the AIO that we were talking the other day, you could nicely manage it here. Also you have 2 more so you have the RGB controller as well on the same thing. Basically this is what you can do. All 4 fans are connected already to the RGB controller. You can add 2 more with the adapters that I shown you last time from the Navis RGB 280. You could nicely connect everything to this controller. So arranging the cables, connecting everything will be pretty fun, right? So basically let's go connect everything. I'm going to show you how the build looks when everything is connected, and that'll be a wrap. Okay, so some changes were made to the case, to the original setup of the fans. Since I was placing the Navis RGB 280, unfortunately you can't place it on top because the passive coolers from the VRM on the motherboard are in the way, and the 8-pin EPS is also in the way. But nevertheless, in their specifications on their website, they did mention only 280 goes in the front. The top one supports 240mm radiator, but since this is Navis 280, I had to place it on front and basically remove all 3 fans from the front, place 2 fans from the Navis RGB 280, and the front fans went up here on the top and one is over here. But basically, without talking too much, here we go. So it does look a bit different than usual, but I would say it's really cool. The thing is, I love the tinted tempered glass. It's not too much, it's just enough. And the best thing about it, you can nicely see all the components, you can nicely see the RGB, the lights and everything we just need for operational system to boot. So the MSI Mystic lights takes a hold of the RGB. When talking about the RGB from the case, you have a controller. As I mentioned, you can connect 6 fans and 6 RGB controllers and control them right here on the front of the case. So you have a special button you can adjust as you wish. But I usually love controlling everything. Right now, just a second. No, still not. Okay, so I love controlling my RGB and lights and everything right through there we go. So it has booted Windows normally, and as you can see, it's placed the Spectrum RGB. So no, not Spectrum, it's just Spectrum change colors. So I placed it like so, just so you guys can see how it actually looks nice. Now you can see the navies is also changing colors, but that's not the main thing. So you can attach all the fans and all the everything to the motherboard, but you have a controller that you could control everything through right here. So that's basically it. You have a nice power supply shroud, you have the opening if you want to check out your power supply that is here below. You have enough room over here to do also all sorts of crazy stuff, and basically if you place 240 radiator on top, you can put a very long graphic card inside. Talking about the power supply, all the cables are nicely thin and they're all black, and the best thing about 24 pin, it has a special cover on it and it's very flexible, so you could manage it very nicely here, and it's not that noticeable. I mean, all the cables, I didn't use any extenders, and the case and the build look really nice. So guys, this is it. There's nothing else to say, honestly. So SilentiumPC AR5X TG RGB, and we had the SilentiumPC Supremo F2 Gold 750 watts fully modular power supply. Guys, I'll put the links below for you to check out the prices for the case and for the power supply if you wish. And well, that's all there is to it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check the links, as I said, like, subscribe, and see you next time, guys. Bye bye.